A jump to the sky turns to a rider kick.
Hey everyone, I'm Colonel Gooden, and today we're taking a look at the Transformers Studio Series 86 Leader Class Grimlock and Autobot Wheelie. And let's take a quick look at the packaging. On the side here, you got Transformers, got the Generations logo, Takara Tomy, Hasbro, ages 8 and up, Studio Series Grimlock and Autobot Wheelie. Got some really cool artwork there, and Wheelie's just posing there, and he's like, "Hi!" On the side, got that same artwork. We got Studio Series and everything on the back. Just pretty much shows you everything this set can do and this figure can do. And you got that backdrop there, which we'll take a look at later. Same artwork there. He's all, once again, he's like, "Hi!" And at the bottom, not much really here. So let's get this guy open and let's just see how awesome this guy truly is. And here we have Grimlock out of his box in his dinosaur mode, and I'm going to say right off the bat, this figure is fabulous. All around, it's just such a well-designed and well-engineered figure. And let's take a closer look at the dinosaur mode. He's basically the G1 Grimlock that we all love and know, but like all the other Studio Series figures and other mainline figures, this is updated to look as screen accurate as possible and awesome. I love how they painted the eyes, because the previous Grimlock figure that was released, that was a G1 style, was from Power of the Primes, and that figure had red eyes, and this one has blue eyes, and it's like a nice metallic blue with a gold painted neck. Not too much paint on the rest of the body, it's just a gray plastic, and even a lighter gray plastic on the arms. Got some nice painted stuff here that's red, and some nice detail there. And I'm going to say also that this figure is also really detailed like crazy, especially on the legs. It has a great mechanical detail you can see there. And these legs later become arms, by the way. Spoiler alert. It looks like ventilations on the tail. And I really like this part. It's so simple, but it just works. It's like metallic paint that they use as well. I mean, actually, is it metallic paint? I'm not sure. I think it's just the blue here is metallic paint, but you got some greens and reds, and the black painted here. I think it's black paint. And all around, this is just such a well-designed figure, and I always loved Grimlock from G1. He was always one of my favorite characters from the original show, because he was always this big brute, and he always talked funny too. He's always like, "Me Grimlock, not Dice Dino, me blast brains!" That's my voice impression of Grimlock. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. And I got some more detail here, and it's also a gap here for the back, which is used to store the gun, which I'll get to later. And we'll also take a look at Wheelie and everything else that came with them. But all around, this is just a great dinosaur mode. Now, what's really interesting about this guy is that when you open the mouth, which is on a tight hinge, you can see... Oh, head came off. That's not good. You can see a little peg in there. And apparently, you can use certain effect parts from other figures, and you can stick it in there. I believe it was Scorponok and a few others that had some crazy effect parts. I'm not too sure because I don't have those figures, but if you know what figures have those parts, let me know in the comments. And you can have them make it look like he's breathing fire or something. I just think that's a really cool bonus. Now onto the accessories. You get this really awesome looking double barrel blaster, which is a blaster that Grimlock used in G1. And like the inside of the mouth, it has those two pegs where you can stick in effects pieces, which I think is really awesome. It's got some nice detail. And apparently you can stick it onto the back of Grimlock, but I couldn't figure out exactly how you're supposed to do it. I believe there are a pair of pegs somewhere. I think these are the pegs here. And they somehow peg into the back, but I just couldn't figure it out. I don't know why, and I just feel like a giant idiot right now. But it's not really a huge deal because I'm not a fan of weapon storage as it is. Ah, and look at that, it just fell. Okay, after some effort, I managed to get the gun on the back, and I just think this looks really stupid. Personally, if I was in charge, I would have had it so that the gun sticks onto the back something like this, or like this, or maybe... Yeah, that fits on perfectly. I don't know why they couldn't have done that. It looks symmetrical, and it actually works. But, oh well. You also get this included Wheelie Figure, which sadly does not transform, but what's even stranger is that it's in a permanent sitting position. However, if you spread out the legs, the camera's is not focusing. If you spread out the legs, he can stand, like so. And I do like the paint that they used on this guy. He's got a silver face, metallic blue eyes, Autobot symbol, this creamish color, along with some orange and gray. I like the coloring on this guy, and a black back. He also got a peg at the bottom of his thigh, and I believe he's supposed to sit somewhere on Grimlock in either robot mode or dinosaur mode, but I haven't really figured it out yet. Maybe he goes on like this. Yeah, I think that's how I remember him riding on him in the movie. Yeah, that was pretty good. And he's got a slingshot on his hand, which can be removed, which I do not recommend doing because it's so tiny, it can get lost so easily. So if you get this guy, make sure you keep the slingshot in his hand at all times. And for posability, he's got a tight head swivel. He's got ball joints at the arms, a waist swivel, and ball joints at the legs. I really wish they could have had the knees bent. I mean, they are bent, but I wish they were on hinges so he can stand up straight and upright. But it's not really a huge deal though. While I do enjoy this figure quite a bit, I do have a few problems. Most notably, the connection to the tab to the tail. They don't seem to fully tab in. And sometimes I think the solution to that is supposed to push it up. And that kind of does it. But when you move the legs, sometimes it gets undone. And it gets funny, see? So that's kind of an issue there. But for articulation, the head can look, well, not again. Head can look up and down. Actually, you can't look down, take that back. Mouth can open. There are ball joints at the arms, and this one's a little bit looser than the other one. This one's a lot tighter. There are also hinge joints. The head is on a swivel that can go side to side. The legs are on soft ratchets. Or are they soft ratchets? I think they're regular ratchets. And what's really interesting is that you get a bend at the knee. I said bend at the knee. And that's nice there. But what's also interesting is that for robot mode, you also get a bend for the elbows too. Which is pretty cool. You get a thigh swivel. And the toe claws can go up and down because they're on hinge joints, and the back claw can go up and down as well. And now for some size comparisons. Here it is next to the high-grade Gundam Revive, Black Series Darth Nihilus, and the Jurassic World Extreme Chomping Spinosaurus. And now it's time to get him transformed into its robot mode. And here we have the robot mode, and this is absolutely beautiful. The transformation on this guy is really simple yet effective, and I love how the legs turned out. And as for the back, it's the typical G1 Grimlock wings with the T-Rex head on the back, but I don't mind this kibble at all because that's how he's supposed to be. And I love this head sculpt. It just screams G1 Grimlock, and I just love this one eye piece with the metallic blue. But one minor gripe I have is this piece right here, because it's like this dark tint clear plastic with the Autobot logo. It's hard to see because I don't recall Grimlock's chest having such a dark tint. I think it should have been a little bit lighter so I can see the Autobot logo. Almost looks like a third-party Transformer because it's hardly visible. But it got nice gold paint here, or maybe it's gold plastic. And all around you got the nice red waist. Nicely detailed legs, and I love how the legs turn out, like I said. Just very clean and compact. and it just really works. What's also nice is the back of the wings there, or is this the front of the wings? You got some nice molded in detail, which is absolutely fantastic. Now for the robot mode, you got these little holes here and here, and those are meant for Wheelie, who's got a peg here, and that, oh, focus, and that can just be pegged on to here. So it's really cool how many options it gives you to display Wheelie with Grimlock like this. Oh, that's funny, it was pegged on earlier. Oh, there we go. So you can have Wheelie right on top of Grimlock like that, and just give him his blaster. And another gripe I have is that I just wish Grimlock came with his red sword. Or I think the sword was red, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I've seen G1, but I do recall the original toy having a sword as well. But you can pretty much do that. And I think that just looks pretty rad. And now for Grimlock's articulation. The head can rotate full 360 and it appears to be on a ball joint. The arms can rotate on the soft ratchets. They can go out that far. Got a bicep swivel, a nice bend, and the hands can go back like this. That's for transformation, but you do get a wrist swivel. You get a waist swivel. Legs can rotate, go out that far, and can go back that far. You got a really nice spread. You got a bicep swivel. You got a bend at the knee. And the best part, you get an ankle pivot. Once again, for size comparisons, here is next to Granddaddy, Darth Nihilus, and the Spinosaurus. And lastly, like every Studio Series figure in the line, you get the nice backdrop of one of the scenes from the movie that the figure came from. In this case, I believe this is the room with the Quintessons and the pit with the Sharktacons were in. And then later, eventually, Grimlock and the other Dinobots come in with Wheelie, and they burst into the scene. And I think it was Slag that was like, "Excuse me," at one of the Decepticons or something in the area. I don't know. Like I said, it's been a while since I've seen the movie, so I don't really remember every single detail. But that's a really cool display option that you can do. Come on, stay. So overall, I think this figure is totally awesome. I highly recommend picking this guy up if you're a collector of the Studio Series figures or any of the mainline Transformers that are out there. And I just can't get enough of how cool this figure is. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification button. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the flip side.